Welcome to the Let's Devo podcast. We are a multi-platform ministry that has the goal to help people grow and engage in their devotional life. This podcast is here to guide you through a devotional time, so get your headphones, grab your Bible, and let's Devo. Hello and welcome to Let's Devo. My name's Johnny. As we're still living in this COVID-19 time, I thought I'd just bring you another devotional just from myself. Usually I'm going to be hosting this, and someone else will be bringing the devotional, but I just thought I would go ahead and do another one for you guys. And actually, this is a special treat. Not that I'm good at doing this or anything, but this is actually my favorite, just to let you guys in a little bit to my life. This is my favorite passage just to preach from. So I'm super excited about. So let's go ahead and turn in your Bibles to John 21. John 21. If you need to pause this, go ahead and do that as you're turning. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm actually going to go ahead and jump to verse 4 just for time. But let's go ahead and jump to verse 4. So, Jesus has resurrected at this point. He is resurrected, and the disciples kind of don't know what to do. He's not with them right now. He's just appearing to a lot of different people, and so they don't know what to do. So what do? They go fishing. They go back to what they know how to do. So here we go. Just as day was breaking, Jesus stood on the shore, yet the disciples did not know that it was Jesus. Jesus said to them, "Children, do you have any fish?" They answered him, "No." He said to them, "Cast the net on the right side of the boat, and you will find some." So they cast it, and now they were not able to haul in because the quantity of fish. That disciple whom Jesus loved, therefore, said to Peter, "It is the Lord." When Simon Peter heard this, that it was the Lord, he put on his outer garment, for he was stripped for work, and threw himself into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, dragging the net full of fish, for they were not far from land, but about 100 yards off. I believe that everything in the Bible is there for a reason, whether it's, good or bad, showing, maybe what the Jews in the Old Testament were doing that were wrong. I believe that's there for a reason, but I also believe that that little bit of that we just read was there for a reason. There is a lot of things that were just said that a lot of times we'll just go read right past and think that it's just like filler or something like that. But I just want to, so let's paint the picture real quick. So they're going fishing, and Jesus is appearing to them, and they haven't caught anything all day, and Jesus says, cast the net on the right side of the boat, and then they ended up getting so much fish that they couldn't even haul it in, and so this is when John, the one who, he refers to himself as the disciple whom Jesus loved, and he says, "It is the Lord." And then as soon as Simon Peter hears this, and this is where I want you to catch, no pun intended, but this is what I want you to catch. So as Simon Peter heard that it was the Lord, he put on his outer garment, for he was stripped for work, and threw himself into the sea. The other disciples came in the boat, dragging the net full of fish, for they were not far from land, but about 100 yards off. So I got a question for you. Why did Peter jump out of the boat? I remember when I first, not when I first read this, but one of the times when I read this, I was just thinking, why did he jump out of the boat? Literally, he swam, and they even say 100 yards off. For those of us who are fans of football, I'm kind of a fan, not really, but so 100 yards off. He swam a football field in the sea, not an easy swim. He's been fishing all day, hasn't caught anything. He is tired. He's even stripped for work, so he was working. Why did he jump into the sea and swim 100 yards towards Jesus as the boat followed him? He didn't even really beat them there. When I'm trying to think about why would he do this, why would he jump in? Why shouldn't he have just stayed in the boat and just basically got there at the same time without exerting so much energy? Like, why did he do this? That's kind of what I want to know. And so as I'm thinking about it, here is Simon Peter, the one who has denied Jesus 3 times. And he jumps out of the boat and swims 100 yards. And not only that, so when they got on land, they saw charcoal fire in place with fish laid out on it and bread. And Jesus said to them, "Bring the fish that you have caught." And then listen to this. So Simon Peter went aboard and hauled the net ashore full of large fish, 153 of them. So he wasn't even done after he swam 100 yards, been working all day, but he actually went back to the boat. And he wasn't even the one in the boat, but he went back to the boat after Jesus asked him to get fish. And 153 fish, hauling that towards the fire. That's not an easy task either. So why is this in here? Like, what is the purpose? This is what I believe. I don't have any script or anything. I've preached on this a few times. And I believe that he jumped out of the boat just to simply do something for Jesus. And that might sound pretty simple for what I'm trying to say, but I believe that he jumped out of the boat and swam for Jesus to show him how much he means to him. It didn't make sense to jump out of the boat. He could have just waited and been basically there at the same time. He could have asked someone else to help him grab the fish and haul him afterwards. But I believe somewhere in my heart that he did this because he wanted to show Jesus how much he means to him. Why else would he jump out of the boat and then only just to walk back to the boat after it gets to shore and drag all the fish in? Like, this doesn't make any sense unless you put it in the realm of he just did it to show Jesus, like, his affection for him. He swam for Jesus. And so when I'm thinking about our lives, are there times in your life where you just do things just for Jesus? Not because he asked you to, not because you're worried about what other people think. Do you do things just to show Jesus how much he means to you, even when he doesn't ask? Now, an example of this, in my life, there's been times where, like, I'm a runner for the most part in different seasons. Winter, I'm not much of a runner, but I'm a runner. So there's been times where I've, like, finished my run. I'm super exhausted. And right when I reach home, I remember this verse. And I'm thinking about Peter being so tired, but then I just feel like he jumped out of that boat and swam to show Jesus how much he means to him because he had just denied him. He had just betrayed him, so he wanted to show Jesus how much he means to him. I don't think he could have waited another second to go to Jesus. So on my run, I've been crazy tired and reached home before, and then I just wanted, not because I felt led to do it, not because I felt like the Spirit was asking me to, but I just turned around, and then I would just say something like this, like, God, this is for you. I'm tired. It might not be like something spiritual or that will enhance my walk with you, but I just want to show you right now that I will do this for you. Like, this is for your name. This isn't to tell anyone that I'm doing this for you. This is just some sign of affection of how much I love and care for you. Because he does that for us so much that it should sometimes be our turn to do that for him. So I want to ask you, maybe somewhere in your life, are there opportunities for you to just show God how much he means to you without being prompted? Can we grow out of this baby infancy of a spiritual life, just being told what to do, and start doing some things for God? Instead of making it a handhold relationship, but growing up in our faith. And I think this is one of the ways that helps us grow in our faith. Just to say, God, I'm doing this just for you. This is my worship just for you. No one needs to know. And that's what I'm getting at here. I believe that this act was an act of worship. Swimming for Jesus. So where in your life can you swim for Him? Where in your life can you swim for Him? I plead with you to start incorporating this. I don't even know if it's called a discipline, but incorporating just this into your daily walk with God. Start doing some things for God and see how your heart changes towards Him. I invite you to go back and reread John 21 just over and over again and over until it sinks in that that this is why it's in there. Because He wanted to show Jesus truly how much He meant to him, even after He betrayed him, even after He let him down, that He wanted to just show Christ out of an action. This is for you. All right, guys. Well, that's today's podcast. So thank you for joining us for today's podcast for Let's Devo. This was on John 21, so feel free to go back and read that. Thank you guys for being here. And as always, we are trying to put out daily devotionals on our site, letsdevo.com. So if you are someone who writes devotionals, or maybe you're someone who might want to start, you don't have to be professional at all. You don't have to have any background. We have Let's Devo editors. We just want to let you have the ability to write something that will engage and help other people grow in their walk with God through a devotion. I believe that this devotional walk with God truly strengthens our just spiritual life and our walk with Him, our relationship with Him, getting up or before bed, seeking Him daily and allowing Him to speak to us. So if you're interested in that, please write a Devo and send it to devos@letsdevo.com and join the Devo crew today. Thank you guys, and hope you have a great rest of your day.